creation of new technologies always moves us in two polarizing directions: the people who are quick to embrace change, and the skeptics who are opposed from the start. Marching forward into innovation's embrace will only breed new ideas of how to make tedious tasks easier. In a world of computers and robotic process automation, or RPA, becoming a $2 billion industry, it only makes sense that software would see some automation. Artificial intelligence as a concept was introduced in the 50s through the first machine learning or ML algorithms. It has had a major burst of popularity in 2022 through 23, moving into the mainstream significantly farther than where it once was. With the improvement of AI, we can only imagine what the future will hold for us in its newfound application and potential risks to students properly learning the material. As someone who has messed around with AI in school, I have been able to utilize it as a tool, something that has enhanced how I approach a project and use it more like an entity to consult on rudimentary issues that I have faced. I heavily recommend treading lightly with the information AI presents to you. AI is a terrible source of information. The best applications I have seen for AI have been to get a good start on a project or stating a complicated concept in a very easy to manage way. The risk I saw when staring into the raw opportunity that AI would offer was the potential for a bad actor to use AI's abilities to breach into other people's devices. A bad actor, threat actor, or malicious actor is someone who will seek vulnerabilities in a system to cause harm by exploitation. This definition comes from IBM. Forms of harm can include phishing, ransomware, or malware. My fear regarding AI in the cybersecurity field, or rather the computer science field in general, has subsided. Replacing people in a job where you need human input is impossible, especially given the fact that you need a certain level of understanding for code to move forward. Of course, there will always be people who will fall for scams and malicious souls that would rather gain money or information by leveraging people's vulnerabilities. But the idea of AI lowering the bar for entry into coding, or even becoming a threat actor, made me curious. Could the average person be an issue? Could they be the threat actor to other normal, everyday people?
Alright. Can you confirm that you don't know anything about computers, right? You don't work on computers, you don't code, you don't do any of that?
Mm-mm.
You say it verbally, no idea.
I do not work on any computers.
Okay. So, let's say you wanted to, I don't know, what's a threat? What's a threat type thing that you face? Let's say, phishing. Let's say a phishing scam. I want you to type in this and figure out how to perform. I want you to figure out how to perform a phishing scam with ChatGPT, please. Please proceed.
How to do a phishing scam?
I wouldn't type that in directly, but you can navigate it however you want to approach that. Just go. Just do it. Do it how you think you should. By the way, state your profession.
Oh, I'm a dog groomer.
Okay.
Is that good?
Yes, that's good.
Yeah, assist with that.
See, with all these that I'm putting in here, I'm gonna get flagged for my ChatGPT account. So I can't assist with that. Okay, I'm gonna step in real quick here and say, how have scammers formed phishing scams
I said fishing like the fish.
in the past? See, when it comes down to the individual of an average citizen, you're not gonna face any issues when it comes to phishing, any of this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for a person of my caliber, I got a fresh 2 years under my belt of cybersecurity, I can sidestep this. And this proves that it's not secure as it seems. Alright, can you confirm that you are indeed my mother?
Yes.
Do you have any experience in computers, like coding maliciously doing anything
No.
bad? Okay. For this example, I'm going to have you try to navigate. Say you want to get into my email.
Okay.
I'm gonna have you ask ChatGPT how to navigate to that.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
Just type on the keyboard, like, how to do this, and then... Alright, we're back. I didn't click on the right window. Okay. Navigate through that.
Navigate into someone's email?
Yeah. Like, how to... Now try and sidestep it. Work around it. Just
Okay, I'm sorry.
go there.
So what should I ask now if you're having issues asking your own email? I'm happy to fish too. Okay.
Try and phrase it in a way that
Help me.
compromise an email.
Okay. So it's very.
So how would you get around that? How would you influence it to make a...
Can I ask again?
You could ask differently. Okay. You all out of ideas?
So far, yes.
Alright, thank you for your time. Can you confirm that you do not have any experience with ChatGPT?
Oh no, I don't have any experience. I'm quite tech illiterate, honestly.
Alright. I want your goal here to be to find out how to write a malware script. Can you do that for me using ChatGPT?
How to write a malware script?
Yes. Or better yet, ransomware. Let's do that.
Ransomware? Okay.
Approach it however you wish.
I couldn't tell you the difference, to be honest with you.
That's alright.
So, my goal is to make the AI make a ransomware for me.
Exactly.
Okay. What can you give me a definition of ransomware?
Ransomware,
Like what?
it is a type of software that will basically lock down someone's computer, or it doesn't have to necessarily. It'll trick them into being like, oh, my computer is hacked. I must go and send these people money to fix it. So basically, I want you to make something that, let's say, it displays a pop-up. It'll just be like, you have a virus. Call this number to fix that virus. There you go. Alright. Here we have a guardrail. I've walked into many of these. I want you to give it your best attempt to sidestep this. You are all good if you cannot. Centigrade. Well, now how would you put that into code? Ask it that. All right. Thank you for your time, Chris. So I want you to approach this as, say you need to write a phishing email. Phishing is where you try and get someone to click on a link, right? So have it tell you how to do that.
So just like,
Just ask it.
okay. Okay. To ask it to make it for me right now?
Ask it how you would.
Just...
Some jargon. Now,
Yeah.
hit it with that. Oh, can you show me an example?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do the first time. Ugh. Yeah! Oh, wait. No, it's just kind of giving me ugh. Like these things.
General things.
Yeah.
Let's say you want to get
Can
into
you
John
write
Doe's.
me an example?
Yeah, do that. Do that right there. That's the type of innovative thought I want to hear.
Write me an example of a phishing email. Ugh. It's gonna be, yeah. Wow, this one is...
Stuff to crack. See, now we switch over to ChatGPT.
Okay.
Let's try that out.
Okay. Should I do like...
Approach it as if you have the vague idea, like you just came from Mario.
I'll ask, what is a phishing site?
Alright.
Or phishing email? Introduce the topic. We'll do...
Yes!
Yep, there we go!
Amazing. Amazing how simple change of language changes everything.
That's insane.
Oh yeah, and for this, can you confirm your moderate experience with AI?
Yes, I use it a few times a week.
Thank you. Thank you for your time, Jacob.
Of course.
Except for the last person that I asked to participate in this demonstration, Jacob. The rest could not use AI effectively without a little nudge in the right direction. Jacob required it at the start, but the rest needed it along the way. The majority of people that I've asked to participate have had yet to touch AI in their lives, but I wonder what professionals in the cybersecurity field would have to say or what they would feel about automation creeping into their lives. I've asked a professor at Lewis University and a friend who has been in cybersecurity for a few years now.
You don't like AI at all?
No, it's not that I don't like it. It's just that, like in 1982, 1983, it was big. So,
Yeah.
kind of like this. This one is just more real than that one. But there was much controversy, probably not a good word to use, but there was much to do about AI. Lisp was the language they were using for AI. And there was quite a bit of, I thought about, should I jump on the Lisp bandwagon and get on it? I never did, and then it just kind of went away. And when this ChatGPT OpenAI started, I kind of just got the same exact vibe.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's come so much farther, and there are real products now. There are real products. Good, bad, or indifferent. I think it's very intriguing.
Yeah.
I think it's very worrisome. I mean, you probably have exactly the same feelings that I do.
I find it more neutral as like an annoyance because it can be used to either like help
Yeah.
lower the bar for people to get in for coding
Okay.
to kind of give them something to bounce off of, but it can also be a hindrance as far as like phishing scams.
Yeah. Yeah. Some of that I tried some of that, and some of that it wouldn't do.
Yeah.
It did generate me password list. It did do some phishing emails that were very, very good. I have a really, really good one. If I can find it, it might be in this pile of junk. The thing about it is, the word that I'm going to use, and it's not my word, I heard this from another instructor. The other instructor in College of Business did a talk maybe 6 months ago. He said he's a terrible writer. So he leans on it really heavy to do like learning outcomes, class, different things that he's developing for his class. ChatGPT is 100% sure of itself when it's 100% right or it's 100% wrong.
Right.
And he said critical thinking skills. I know the subject matter, so when I see something that's false, I have critical thinking skills and I can discard that and throw it away. Because ChatGPT doesn't know.
Yeah.
A lot of the students do not have critical thinking skills or they do not know the subject content. So when they ask it a question and it spews an answer, it could be totally wrong and they don't know that and they use that.
Right.
It's fake news. Everybody uses fake news on the internet. It's fake news on steroids. The thing about have like a video.
Yeah.
You can have a voice conversation, and somebody could mimic your child. Mommy, 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 they got me. Pay a ransom to get your kid back.
Yeah.
That's kind of scary.
That is scary.
Yeah.
I was explaining this to my mom. She was like, I don't like it. It's unethical. I'm like,
Well, a lot of that's been going on. I mean, when my son went in the military, somebody called grandma up and said he's in jail. Could you send $800 to bail him out of jail?
yeah.
And she took it hook, line, and sinker. So if you see, there was just a thing, I don't remember the name of the company, I want to say it was in Asia somewhere, a board member on some technology company got a FaceTime, like it was somebody else on the board and says, we're buying this company, we need to make this happen right now, strike while the iron is hot, and it was all virtual, it was all made up, and he wired money or whatever, and they lost millions of dollars.
All right.
That's crazy.
That is. It's it's really a dangerous field we're entering in now. with people who
I
are
was
not-
telling some students, one of my classes, one of my assignment questions was PSW, process status word. It's a register and a computer processor.
Yeah.
It also means something like public social worker. They're like nurses' aides in whatever country.
Hmm.
And I get that question, I get that answer so many times from students. I'm teaching a computer science class, and I get a nursing answer.
Yeah.
It's crazy. If you were writing code, if you were writing a paper, give me a summary of this. I've done it for some of my recommendation letters. I have a recommendation letter, and I shot it up there. I wrote it, and I said, refresh this.
Yeah.
And it came up with some refreshed sentences. I grab a sentence here, grab a sentence there, and stick it in mine, and make it sound a little bit fresher.
Like fluff it up a little bit.
Yeah. Polish it a little bit, rewrite this. It's, I've done things like that. It's useful for that. If you're using it to write code, though, you're not learning how to write code.
Right.
That's the scary thing.
And it's so easy to just be like, oh, make a calendar for me or make this game.
Yeah.
And it'll spit all the stuff out, but it doesn't know the structure of like different classes within the package that you're working with.
This is going back a very long time, but one of my favorite programs that I ever wrote, I took the idea off a really old IBM system.
Mm-hmm.
It was an amortization program.
but it was like no other amortization program that I ever seen. Because every payment that you made, you take a 30-year loan, it would list all 30 years. Every year, 12 payments, and it would say how much you paid against the principal, how much you paid against the interest, how much you totally paid, and all of that. And it was very, very shocking to take that and see how much you pay over 30 years versus 10 years or 15 or 20 or something else.
Yeah.
And it really kind of told you how much money banks make looking at it line by line. A typical loan, the first 7 years, you pay all interest.
Right.
So if you borrowed $50,000 and you paid for 7 years, I don't know what an average payment is, $1,000 a month. You paid, a whole bunch of money, $84,000 or whatever it is, and you basically, it was all interest. You might have paid $500 against the principal.
Yeah.
And I love that program. I don't know what I ever did with it. I don't know where it went. I think I overwrote it. And I thought about asking ChatGPT to write me that again.
Yeah.
That would be nice. It was a really neat program. It would take me, I would have to find that formula to do that, but,
be effective.
Yeah, if, it could be useful or it could be very detrimental.
Right. I pretty much see it. And for the last bit, could you state your name and credentials?
Jamie Spiva, Assistant Professor, Cybersecurity.
Thank you.
And here are Noah's thoughts. AI and cybersecurity can have both negatives and positives. While it can be used for its fast learning capabilities to help combat threat actors, it can also be used in the same way by threat actors to make breaching systems easier. I believe it should have a place in cybersecurity, but it needs to be managed and updated regularly due to the complications if it ever is compromised or falls into the hands of a threat actor. It could lead to attacks due to its rapid adaptation and learning capabilities. Although one of the major upsides of AI is its capabilities to monitor, analyze, detect, and respond to threats in real time and can stop them. It can also be used to scan entire networks for weaknesses, which can also bolster the strength of a network and infrastructure of a company. What I found with my primary research was that the average person interacting with ChatGPT was not knowledgeable enough of different malicious attack methods to pose any threat, and they were mostly unable to maneuver around the barriers put in place by the programmers. Of course, if someone uses AI consistently, they might know a thing or two about getting the best of its coding. So far, my thought remains: AI is a neutral annoyance. I would be lying if I said that I hate AI for being used in cybersecurity or computer science, but honestly I see it as benign for the most part. The only danger I see coming from AI is people using it as a crutch, depending on it to handle their security or coding concerns, rather than keeping themselves educated on the vast dangers of the internet. When I say AI is a neutral annoyance, I mean that it's just another tool we'll have to learn. It seems to me that from here on out, AI is going to be in the field forever. An extra element introduced on a battlefield where everyone's already warring against each other. Inexperienced hackers potentially being able to streamline the creation of different malicious software means nothing if those same systems are keeping pace by being secured with similar software before they can affect the user. Fixes that could be implemented could be adding layers of protection against AI by those AI companies themselves creating a database, flagging keywords that appear in order to be sure that their own software isn't feeding some threat actor harmful information. Other fixes I could see playing a part in fixing how we as a society handle our computers could be normalizing virtual machines, creating a nice virtual environment that could be maintained much easier, something like malware or ransomware were to get a hold of it. Noting in a set of rules that emails should really only be checked within the VM could ensure that no malware is being passed to the main hardware in the incident that someone happens to fall victim to a phishing email. Messages through sites like LinkedIn, where you can't turn off direct messaging features, could be an issue for implementation. But having AI monitor the internet traffic on a read-only basis could be sure that company devices are only communicating with on-site equipment and personnel. Also, implementing mandatory safety measures for people to follow, such as practicing their own information security by not sharing too much about themselves on their personal accounts or their professional accounts. This in turn will make it harder for cybercriminals to attempt to spearfish them. Through this reflection, I see that social engineering might be the biggest danger for people online today, It doesn't matter how alert you are with your security. You can't foolproof your brain against every threat online, especially if they know things about you. With the concept of generative AI being a new element for hacking, the cyber threats that could arise with the aid of AI seem minimal. That is, if cyber analysts are quick on the prowl to catch them with machine learning tools of their own. Though I don't believe the average person poses a threat, I don't see what would stop them from learning to be one if they really wanted or believed they needed to. All the talks I have seen on this very topic have been purely conceptual, and with my findings, I have no doubt that there will be, or at least need to be, precautions taken and innovations put in place to keep up with the growth of exploits. But with companies like Vanta existing, as long as people are educated or are willing to use their resources for their protection, there isn't much to worry about.